Next topic is DNS, okay, domain naming system. It will resolve the computer names to IPs, IPs to names. We'll see. Let's say if I ask what is this object, so you will know by the name. While looking at the name itself, we see. So this is a virtual center. If I say DC, domain controller, okay. But if I ask what is this IP in our lab, let's say, do you know which machine is it? What application is running inside? No? Okay. Leave it. Now, if you look at this name, you know it. You can identify the machines or remember the names easily. As a humans, we can remember the names easily. While looking at the name itself, we can understand what is running inside that machine. Here, it's a virtual application, like virtual center application. If there is a machine like this, SAP application, it's a virtual machine located in Bangalore. Serial number is 9. Okay, it's like that. So while looking at the name, we can easily identify, but IPs we cannot remember. Okay. Sorry, we can remember the names easily, but not IPs, right? But machines cannot understand. From your laptop, if you try to enter this name vc.svitlab.net from here, let's say VC, how this computer will come to know where is this machine located? Okay, how it has to open that application, how this computer will go or access this name. Okay, so that's what the DNS machines cannot understand names. We cannot remember a lot of IPs. Okay, or we cannot remember the IPs what they work for. That's why there is a machine called DNS. So first we have to install Windows operating system. Once you install Windows operating system, here we need to enable a feature called DNS. Once you enable DNS, here we can create multiple records. Forward lookup job, it is responsible for resolving names to IPs. In that, host record, it's also called a record. So there will be two zones, forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone in DNS. So in forward lookup zone, there is a record called host record. It is represented with A. It's also called A record or host record. It is responsible for resolving the names into IPs. So in the DNS machine, we have to go and create host record vc.svitlab.net and its IP address is 192.168.0.200. Nothing but its name and IP will be binded together in the DNS machine. Whatever this computer name and this network address together will be binded here. Okay. Now, once the DNS record is created, if you from here, if you try to enter its name, it will go to DNS and it will check what name we have entered, vc.svitlab. So this DNS machine will go and check what is its corresponding IP address. Okay, మనం నేమ్ ఇస్తే ఆ నేమ్కి ఏ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ బైండ్ అయింది చూసుకుంటుంది రికార్డులో ఏ నేమ్తో ఏ ఐపీతో బైండ్ అయిందని చూసుకుంటుంది ఈ ఐపీ బైండ్ అయింది కాబట్టి ఈ ఐపీ ఎక్కడుందో నెట్వర్క్లో ఆ మెషిన్కి కనెక్షన్ వెళ్తుంది ఓకే So whichever the name that you enter in your browser, DNS machine will look for its corresponding IP address, and once it matches, it will go to the respective IP address in the network. This is the machine, it will go, a connection will go to this computer. It's like IP to, sorry, name to IP address. But we have to create that record. Manually, we have to bind this name and IP together under host record. Then request lookup zone. It will have a record called pointer record, also called P record, and it's responsible for IPs to name, vice versa. If you give reverse again with the same IP and same name, we have to create another record, name to IP. If you enter IP also, it will resolve it to the same name. So if you give IP from here, if you give IP or name or anywhere from this network, if you give IP or name, it will go to the same machine. The connection will go to the correct machine. If the records are not there, what will happen? Something like there is no record for this one. vc1.svit lab.net. There is no such record. Okay, there is no record. If no record, the page will time out. It will say page cannot be reached. If it is like this, if the record is there, it will reach that machine. It will open that application, whichever application you are trying to access, it will open. In our case, we know vCenter easily. That's why I'm taking vCenter application. Any application in real time, the same resolution. Okay. So how this computer will send request to DNS first? This computer has to talk to DNS first. How it will come to know this is the DNS machine? Request ikkadella velthundi. Okay. So first, the DNS resolution will happen locally here. This machine also has called host file. In this file also we can refer this name and IP binding together. If you notice, if you come to our lab, very first time, we will be entering your host file record. So from Windows Explorer, inside the C drive, Windows, System 32, drivers, etc. Here there is a file called host. So if you open with Notepad, so here I have entered IP address and its name. From my computer, if I go to my browser, if I enter VC, now this browser request will go to this Notepad and check where is this name. Here it is, what IP address it is related, 200. Now the connection directly it will go to the 200 machine in our network. If it is power on, it will show the page like this. If not powered on, it will show like page cannot be reached. Okay. So locally it will check this Notepad file first. This is called host file. It will be there in Windows and Linux also, any machine. But the problem is every day I will be working with 50 different applications. Today this is just vCenter. Next some other application. Next some other application. I need to keep entering the entries here. If I'm handling like 100 applications every day, I have to enter 100 entries. If new application comes, again I need to enter. It's not only me, like all the employees within that company has to enter all the entries. This is like not feasible option. Okay. Instead of manually entering the name and IP records here, in the network address configuration of my laptop, okay, network IP address configuration, here we will enter DNS address. Okay, let's say like this 192.168.0.150. If I click on OK, from next time onwards, if I'm not clicking OK because I will lose internet connection. I didn't save it. Okay. From next time onwards, any name if I enter here, First resolution, it will go to the notepad file, the host file. If the entry is not there, if there is no entry for that name, okay, then it will go to the DNS IP address, 150 IP entire, right? In our network, in our company network or local network, if the local host file, there is no entry, then we have entered DNS as here. ఈ లోకల్ హోస్ట్ ఫైల్లో ఎంట్రీ లేకపోతే the network address లో DNS configuration లో ఇది ఉంది. So next thing, okay, locally it will verify in the host file. If it is not found, then it will check what is the DNS IP 150. In our network, where is the 150 machine? Okay, this machine is 150. 192.168.0.150. The request will go to this machine directly. It will go to DNS machine, and DNS, it will verify if there is any name and IP resolution. It is bindings are there. In our case, I'll show you DNS where it is. $150 is our DC machine. This is, that's why important. This is log into this machine. This is 150. If you want to verify, you can verify its network address. How to identify its network address? IP config. Here we get 150. So this is the machine. In this machine, server manager, tools, DNS. If DNS feature is enabled, then only it will show DNS. Otherwise, it will not show. Okay, in this case, it's enabled. Click on DNS, expand, forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone. In forward lookup zone, there is something called SVIT lab.net. Here are the multiple records created. Okay, if the name is found here, it will directly take this IP address and go to that computer. If a name matches here with any IP address, the connection request will go to that machine in the network. That's how we get that application page open here. Not only vCenter, any application, same process. First, it will check its local host file for DNS configuration, name versus IP configuration. If it is not found, mostly 95% cases, it will not found. Then it will go to the DNS IP in the machine, in the network. If it is found here, it will go to the respective machine. If it is outside our network, like google.com, it is hosted in Google company network, not in our network. So if the local host, when I try google.com, here when I type google.com, right, the first request will go to host file. There will be no resolution. I don't know what is the network address for google.com. It's a different company's website, right? So it will not be found here. Then it will go to local DNS. Here also it will not be there because it belongs to some other company local network. So it will not be found here. Then this DNS has a capability to send that request to internet. Internet, there will be something called root DNS servers. Like wherever we purchase websites and all, right, there will be root DNS servers. These are called root DNS servers. Here, that google.com, it's a public facing internet facing website, right? So there will be one IP address binded to this google.com. When we buy websites from godaddy.com or different websites, we buy Google websites, right? So there it will be written. It will go to that root DNS and resolve google.com. Page will open for you. When you just enter google.com, that's how it works. Very common interview question. Managers will be asking, if I type yahoo.com, how it will work from your laptop to Yahoo website, how it will go. The same. You have to say, right? So whenever I enter any website in my computer, it will check for name resolution in localhost file. If that is not found, it will go to local DNS server. If that is not found, then it will go to root DNS server. Okay, via internet it will go. That's how DNS works. In DNS, there will be 7 records, not just these 2 records. There will be 7 records. But as of now, if you know these 2 things are more than enough as a VMware admin. If you are pure Windows admin, then you should be knowing all 7 records. They have different way of working. The purpose of defining records are different. Okay? We don't have any work with those records. But host and pointer record, we must know. So log into DNS server. Here, forward lookup zone, in the empty space, right click, new host. So VC. When you type VC, here itself, it will show FQDN, vc.svitlab.net, and enter IP address 192.168.0.200. And select create associate pointer record. If not, you have to manually create. If you select here, both will be created. Host record and its related pointer record, both will be created. ఎందుకంటే సేమ్ నేమ్ సేమ్ ఐపీ మళ్ళీ రివర్స్లో మనం క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. ఇది ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తున్నాం, నేమ్ టు ఐపీ ఇస్తున్నాం. మళ్ళీ రివర్స్ లుకప్ జోన్లోకి వెళ్ళి ఐపీకి నేమ్కి మళ్ళీ ఒక సపరేట్ రికార్డ్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. అలా చేయకుండా ఇక్కడే జస్ట్ ఎనేబులింగ్ create pointer. Otherwise, let's say we'll do manually. Name to IP, I'm creating a record. It's already there. I'll just change something, then I'll delete it. PC and name, new record is created. Host record created. Now I need to create reverse lookup zone pointer record also. Go here. Here you can see new pointer record. 0. What is the IP? 202. Name, you can browse and select which we have created, because we are creating the same reverse order, right? For the 202. Here it is. Okay. Manually, we have to create both records like this. Otherwise, while creating here itself, you just select create associated pointer record. It will automatically create a record here. Okay. I'm deleting it because it is already pointing to 200. That's why. Okay. Once it is created, then you need to verify whether that record's resolution is working or not. Very, very important, how to verify name resolution. And open command prompt from that network. Anywhere from this network, which is connected to this DNS server. Open command prompt, type name, enter. Type ns lookup space name. PC. Open command prompt, type ns lookup space name, enter your name. Right now DNS has some problem, that's why we are not able to join into our domain also. Okay, that's why it is having some problem. A machine, stop DNS server in that machine. We'll see, we have duplicate DNS, that could be a problem. ns lookup is the command to verify the name resolution. Very, very important. Manager round will be asking basic questions like this. You will not be aware of much technical word, but this kind of name, checking IP address, checking connectivity, name resolution, it's very important. Verify name resolution. Command prompt ns lookup space name. You can give ns lookup IP also. If you give IP also, it will give name, ns lookup space IP, or ns lookup space name. Both you can give like this. ns lookup space 192.168.0.200. Like this also you can type. It should resolve the name, but in this case, it's not because DNS is having some problem. Okay, that's why we are not able to join into AD also yesterday. If you know what is host record, pointer record, and how to verify name resolution is enough from DNS. If it is not working, we need to ask the respective Windows team. DNS record is not working for this machine. Can you check? Right now also, I'm not expert in DNS to start with. I know some basic things, but if it is not working, I'm not sure because I never worked on it. This much is more than enough for you. How to, what is host record, what is pointer record, how to verify name resolution. Okay, any questions? And these records will be occasional, like IP config will give you the network address of that computer. NS lookup will give any other computer name if you know. If you don't know its network address. Right now you know vCenter machine vc.svit.lab.net name you know, but this machine IP address you don't know. This computer name you know, and you don't know its network address. When you type ns lookup space name, it will give you that associated IP. ఆ నేమ్కి ఏ ఐపీ బైండ్ అయిందో ఆ ఐపీ అండ్ నేమ్ రెండు ఇస్తుంది ఎన్ఎస్ లుకప్. ఐపీ కాన్ఫిగ్ అనే కమాండ్ ఆ కంప్యూటర్ నెట్వర్క్ ఏ కంప్యూటర్ అయితే ఐమ్ టైపింగ్ ఆన్ దిస్ కంప్యూటర్, ఇట్ విల్ షో మీ దిస్ కంప్యూటర్ నెట్వర్క్ అడ్రస్. But I think we have not discussed the network basics. If we go through network basic class, then you will understand. We have to still cover that networking basics topic. Wait for it. But fine. Any other questions? Feature stop చేసావు, సర్వర్ స్టాప్ చేసావు.